And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another special episode of Simply Awesome Podcast. Guess what? We're back. You
Back,
know,
baby.
we've been gone for a minute.
A little hiatus.
Little hiatus.
Life got in the way. Life
got in the
real
way.
quick.
So, World just had a 17th baby mother. So every time we try to get him to do the podcast, he wouldn't do it. Say, got kids. So it was like, okay.
Man.
So we just want a little vacation.
I'll let you hear that. But for real, it's been work and other adult responsibilities getting in the way of this for real.
Yeah, man. Life definitely happens, and brand new breaking news. I'm a teacher, so it took
congrats.
Thank you. I'm teaching high school, so high school history specifically. So I've been taking my time to divert my attention to my career, and it's been interesting to say the least. Going to the field of teaching.
Shape those young minds, bro. Shape those young minds.
Trying to shape young minds and understanding them as far as things that they go through day in and day out, and then building that bond and relationship with them is definitely tremendous. And so far, I'm just truly thankful and definitely in a happy place. Definitely found my calling, I say.
That's good.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you never know. And I don't have kids yet, but they are my kids. So I got 18 kids that I just think about, damn near 24/7, like they're my own. And just wanting them to do the best for themselves and just getting prepared for what real life is about to hit them, because they're only like a few years or a year away from stepping into the real world. So it's definitely I definitely try to be careful with them and let them know that I'm here for them for whatever they need.
That's good. As for me, I've been getting my skills up, learn some more tax shit, trying to get some certificates or whatever. Doing CompTIA certifications, trying to get the Google classes to get the Google certifications, just doing stuff to get his resume right.
Oh yeah, man, you about that money life.
I'm just trying to get to something that I'm good at, man.
Trying to make them GPUs, some more PS5s.
That's a whole different concentration right there, bro. That's engineering. That's something else.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it.
Well, I could apply some way to do
that. See, look at this.
That's something different. But no, man, I'm just trying to get straight, man. Get straight.
I feel you, man. It kind of feels that we gotta get your do-rag back, man. I know we've been gone for a minute, but we gotta get your do-rag back.
I had to let the hair breathe.
You gotta let it breathe today.
And let the hair breathe today, man.
Oh my God. But again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. It's been a long time. And by the way, while we were gone, we definitely hit a milestone. So we had a total of 1,000 plays, and that is a huge accomplishment, man. I want to thank you. I couldn't have done this without you, Ro. From where the podcast. Yeah, we did together from where the podcast began and to where it is now. Granted, we haven't been consistent, but like from the beginning to where it was just me, and then bring you along, and for us to have so many episodes and so much content that happens, so much different interactions and bringing people onto the podcast. It's been a tremendous thing to see where, like, my first episode and to bring you on to now where we have like established, collection, right, in the archives. It's like,
that's
wow.
Crazy. That's crazy. Crazy to think about.
Sorry out for nothing.
All right, let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it,
man. We back at it.
All right, we'll get into celebrity news real quick just to knock this shit out the way, because it's as far as light, it's not crazy. We got a couple, like 3-4 stories that we get to for celebrity stuff, and then we're gonna get to some other things we get. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into let's start with Brady's divorce. The GOAT, Tom Brady, if you
Man.
don't know, is apparently getting a divorce from his wife Giselle. And it's gonna be some wild time to see them break up because she was a majority breadwinner. She was getting
Yeah.
way more money than that motherfucker. And again, that was by his choice because he wanted to get a home team
It's
discount to the Patriots.
I feel
I don't
bad for
understand that
Brady.
shit.
I feel bad for Brady. He's been taking less money for all of these years, just to end up, pretty much giving it to her.
Do they have a prenup?
I don't know. Pretty sure they probably would.
If not, Tom gonna catch that bag. Boy,
He
Tom gonna catch that
he might
bag.
catch the bag. I don't know. Sometimes
If they
might not.
do, it might just be irreconcilable difference. And it's gonna be regular, whatever. If they don't, oh, Tom catches that goddamn bag. Boy, Tom was getting that bag.
Yeah,
They
Tom.
don't got one.
But think about it, it's gonna be crazy because do you think Tom's going to do a season of The Bachelor?
That's an option. That's an option.
That's going to be a big money kick for that man.
That'd be big.
That's crazy. So Tom Brady as The Bachelor.
That is a possibility. That is a possibility.
Dang. I'm pretty sure all the women from the hood about to, they, you know what I mean?
Man, all them go.
They're gonna be in his DMs like crazy.
That's gonna be on Tom like, yeah, Tom, yeah. Woo.
That's crazy. Even at 50, well, damn near 50, he's still winning. Think about that. Being the all-time greatest quarterback of all time.
We're not cheering on his divorce with the saying this happened.
We're not cheering on his divorce, but we just saying that,
it
might not be the worst thing for him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all we know.
Like his divorce ain't the same as a regular person's divorce. Granted, got some, economic issues, what I'm saying? There's a lot of money probably at play, but besides that, there's
a whole lot of money at play.
It, being a 40 plus year old, bachelor with a lot of achievements and accomplishments and connections, it's not probably not the worst thing.
We know he ain't gonna have full custody of the kids, and he got home that last year. He was like, no, fuck these kids, I gotta go back to work. He said,
oh yeah. That was fucking nuts. This man retired for 2 weeks and was like, fuck it, I can't take it. I need to go back to work. That's crazy.
Again, this is hyperbole.
We said he'd rather get hit by 260-pound linebackers than stay at home with the wife and kids.
Allegedly. This is all hyperbole. This is all we being facetious.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
we all know that Tom just had a love for the game, but we're going to throw his kids on a bus like that. But no, it's a hilarious joke to say.
Yeah, a little bit truth, maybe, but you never know.
A little tiny bit truth. But no, that was cool. Let's go to Kanye West and White Lives Matter shirts.
Oh my god. It's a crazy thing. I heard, I was watching a bit of the Puffy interview he had on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about how Kanye's this free thinker. He's just gonna sometimes just say whatever on his mind, so ever.
You just got that thought to himself.
But yeah, he needs to shut the fuck up. Because that's just a slap in the face, and it's definitely disparaging everything that the Black Lives Matter movement is doing. Like, the reason why there is a Black Lives Matter movement is because we're not acknowledged when it comes to societal issues, because our white counterparts are already acknowledged, and saying they're not being really incarcerated or murdered by the police, or consistently. They're not dealing with the harsh realities of having to scram up money just to put food on the table. They're not in these disproportionate areas within cities or even the harsh counties, depending on your location. They're not in these impoverished neighborhoods. It's a lot. It's a lot of context. Like that's within the Black Lives Matter movement, and for you to say White Lives Matter, well, clearly for within this form of government and the country, white lives already do matter in terms of how laws are constricted in the way that they're treated within society. So that's just so for Kanye to say that is just definitely tone deaf as to what his own people are trying to get to say that hey, we are here, we exist, and we should be treated fairly just like everybody else.
Kanye came out with the White Lives Matter shirt along with Candace Owens. People were saying they should date each other, become nigga lovers because they of course they hate niggas. No, Kanye was trying to explain what he meant in the interview. I haven't watched the interview yet. It's a very intimate take. Of course, I saw a clip where he was like, "Oh, Black Lives Matter is a scam." We saw that of course, Black Lives Matter is not a centralized group. It has many offshoots, many different splinter groups within the main group. It is a movement. There's no central leadership role. There's no central governance governing body of the Black Lives Matter movement. They've dug into people's records saying, "Oh, they brought this, they brought that, whatever." If they haven't, if no cases have been brought against them for tax fraud or evasion or nothing like that, or mismanagement of funds, please stop speculating on that. Because it might look a certain way, but unless a case is brought up, it's just pure speculation and conjecture.
100%.
And of course, Kanye said, "Oh, it was a scam and white lives matter and all that." Like that's very ignorant and very evil of him to say from his billionaire platform to say, "Oh, white lives matter." Like, come on, now, bro. You're not trolling. It's just evil. It's evil and ignorance.
Evil, ignorance, and you just being contrarian, just to I guess just to stand out, right? To make himself, hiding with within the public and the masses. Say, oh, I'm a free thinker. This is, instead of looking
You're
at the
not a free
facts,
thinker, bro. You're just spitting nonsense.
Just spitting nonsense, nonsensical things, and
like,
is actually making your own people upset.
He's free.
Yeah, and as much as you make great, as much great music as he makes, is that saying it is always going to be like somewhat diminished for all the nonsensical things he says or
he's
things he says to hurt his own race.
But when it comes to like political stuff or everything else, I'm not listening to that man. I don't listen to anything he says. He's not well informed. He's not very up on anything. He just going what he thinks and what little knowledge he does have. Of course, he supported the whole Trump situation. Cool, I don't care if you support him. Well, if he supported him for the right reasons, cool. But he didn't even say he was supporting him for attack. Okay, he give you tax breaks, you're the higher tax break. Cool, I understand that if that's the reason for going with that man. But that was a Kanye's reason. The Kanye's reason was just to go like, yeah, he's famous celebrity. Yeah, I'm cool with him.
And that's not the way you go about things. And that's not real life. It's not.
Hopefully Kanye gets someone in his ear that can help him and actually give him like the actual knowledge that he needs to be speaking about these subjects.
Or he can just be quiet and just make his music.
I don't think he's going to.
That's not me saying set up and dribble. There's just mainly saying like, hey, if you don't have the right things to say, just don't say anything at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you would think so, but no, that's not the case.
Because you're doing more harm than good.
That's true.
Because people aren't praising you for good things to say. We're just talking about the outlandish things that you're saying. It doesn't move the culture or society forward in any way. It's just something for us to talk about instead of you come up with real conversation pieces to where, hey, this might be a realistic idea. This might help us in X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Kanye learned something, man. Hopefully nobody buys that White Lives Matter shirt. That's garbage.
Yeah,
But
I hope they don't.
you
I'm
know,
gonna look
people
at you
always like, "Oh, I
funny if you're a
bought it.
black
I
person
bought it."
wearing it.
Yeah. No fool's gonna buy that, but whatever, whatever. Let's get to Ime Udoka, the whole scandal about him, and it's a whole thing, man. For those of you who don't know, this was the former Celtics head coach that was fired right now well, suspended for the season
Mm-hmm.
for having a allegedly consensual relationship with a female member of the staff, which is frowned upon by the organization. And I say allegedly because it may have been consensual as if they're two adults, but it's not right because of the power play, the power position you're in within the organization. Even if you're not directly above this person, you have a powerful uh, shadow that lingers above them within the organization.
Well, yeah. So essentially, like, seeing as though Ime Udoka, could essentially, if you have relations with somebody who's, positionally under you, it's like any promotional things or any things
They
that
say, "Oh, he
seems like
blocked me. Oh, I didn't
favoritism.
get this."
Anything that looks like favoritism is going to be frowned upon. It's going to be like, it probably violates their own, policy within the organization.
And again, this is not nothing new. A lot of people have and will have inner company relationships. But the thing is, when it's a power play like this, it's not good look or power position like he has. Even if he, like I said, even if he's not directly above this woman, he still has power over her and maybe over her getting or not getting a raise or getting a job or whatever or promotion because he's the head coach. It might go through, let's see, somebody else in a different department. We like they might say, "Hey, what do you think about this person doing this?" He's like, "Yeah, he had sway the building."
Right.
And
Well,
again, apparently this came out because the woman's husband saw something on a ring
on a
camera.
ring camera, yep. Them having a conversation, talking about it,
People
but
gotta pay attention, man. These people think
yeah,
they sneaking the geek and they're gonna sneak like, no, the camera got you, baby.
yeah, the camera got
Big
you in
Brother's already
4K.
watching. Camera got you in
It
4K.
was always watching. And but how I feel about the situation is that, like, to me he shouldn't be suspended. Um, if he's suspended,
I think both of them should be suspended
the lady should be suspended as well.
since they both went against
I
company policy.
I believe certain things should not, you know, even have anything to do with, the company or the organization, as long as relations are not happening on like the premises. I think everything's to be, fair game.
I understand
If
why
we
there
all
isn't.
consenting adults, I think that we also be mature enough to where it's like, okay, your personal life is your personal life, and then we kind of work
Yeah,
is
yeah,
work.
yeah. Oh, I understand that if you're not working together, but if you're working together like this, it does interfere with the business because when somebody's bitter, when somebody not happy, when somebody says, "Okay, you blocked me from doing this, you stop that, you made sure I couldn't do this or that," and we were messing around, we didn't tell nobody, but I'm sure that I didn't get this because of you. You hold the position, and I didn't get this because of you or whatever.
Finally,
That
finally.
and then the person
Yeah.
says, "Okay, I'm suing the company and I'm suing you because you did this, you broke the company rules." And you could say such and such over here knew about it. They didn't do anything. They didn't say nothing. So I'm suing their company for knowingly making sure this didn't happen.
Yeah, it's conflict of interest. But I
That's
tell you
why
this.
they say don't
But I tell you this.
mess with your
I
coworkers.
guarantee you, in 7% of these companies, there's probably something like this going on.
Of course, we know it happens. It's never going to stop happening. But you have to have that's why they have the rules in place in the contract that there are consequences to doing this. This is something that has happened since the beginning of time and will continue to happen. And again, I'm not saying they can consensual adult, they're grown adults, they can do whatever they like. But the only thing that's affected is his livelihood now. Hers, I don't know, and of course the other women that were put into this that had nothing to do with it. It was like, oh, it's her, it's her. What about her? It's her. It's only this many women in there. It's her. And it was none of the women they said it was. Literally none of them.
Mm,
And
that's
crazy, the
crazy.
Celtics knew who it was. They didn't say, oh, a female employee. They didn't say, oh, it's not her. They said a female employee. So it was a speculation that it was the forward facing of the women that the public knows there was one of them, but it was not any of them.
Yeah, it's just a nasty situation.
It's wow.
I would have
Hopefully it gets
if I was
resolved.
Boston Celtics, would probably just kept that more in house.
They couldn't. They couldn't keep it house. There was no way to, because either the husband gonna leak it or somebody in the company was gonna leak it. So they had to, or the woman gonna speak out. So they had to do something about it before it actually leaked.
I don't know though, but it's such a it's crazy. It's a crazy situation.
That was that smartest play.
It's probably not uncommon though. It's probably the first highlighted. Probably the first highlighted incident.
The first time or the last time. Like everybody knows that this stuff happened.
Hey, bro, that's crazy, man. You've been in that organization. You probably had like 7 big moves.
No, if I'm not organization,
you had.
I got no big moves, bro.
You had all of them wearing the green do-rag, white do-rag, a black do-rag.
I'm not sticking my pen in the company ink, bro. I'm smarter than that. I know better. it's mind you,
too close to the situation.
It's too many women out here. We be like, hey, let me mess with Shorty in the office. Like, no. Even one of us got. If we get to that point, either you guys to go or I got.
I don't know. It depends on what she look like.
Over you.
It depends on what she look like.
It don't depend on what she look like. Cause she can be the baddest woman on the earth. If it's between me keeping my livelihood and dating you, either you gotta lead the organization or I gotta lead the organization. Because I'm not losing my livelihood with nobody.
Well, it depends.
I need that.
I mean, I'm trying to remember. I think he's still getting paid. I believe so.
I don't know if he's suspended.
Now, if he's suspended without pay, that's a different story.
Maybe that's the contract. We don't know. Maybe it's his contract, man.
That could be, yeah. So, but yeah, there's a slippery slope. So, if you make an adult decision, you gotta deal with the adult consequences.
Hopefully, everybody in this situation can find a peaceful solution to it. Hopefully, the women that got implicated in it can find some solace and know that they are cleared right now, and hopefully, the woman that is the victim. I'm not gonna say alleged, but the alleged victim in this case, even though this seems like a victimless crime, but the alleged victim, because she wasn't in a position of power, can find some resolution to this.
Yeah.
And also the Celtics.
Prayers for everybody involved.
Yes.
Kind of weird though.
And again, I'm saying alleged.
It's still being the head coach though. It's still kind of weird.
Believe her, but because them being consensual adults, and then really nothing affected them as far as we know. Again, she might have got looked over for a promotion or something like that he affected, but we don't know. So whatever it is, hopefully it gets resolved.
Yeah, prayers to them.
Next celebrity thing. Let's go with female rap beef.
Yeah.
Female rap beef. So apparently, this past couple of days, Cardi B and JT from City Girls have been going back and forth. Throwing jabs at each other, doing stuff online, whatever. And apparently Nicki Minaj got thrown into it because she was laughing or something, and her and Cardi went back and forth. But then Cardi and some no-name female rapper go back and forth. Then JT and her go back and forth, and people were changing their profile pictures. Cardi turned her into Remy Ma. Nicki turned her
to
JT. And then the other chick changed her to somebody else. I don't know who the hell the other chick is. Nobody knows how she is.
Nobody knows who she is.
I don't know her name. Nobody know her. Like Cardi said, she said she my op. I don't know her. I had to Google her. I Googled her. She no results came up.
No results came up.
Nobody knows who she is.
No results. Man.
But yeah, this was hilarious. Hilarious thing on Twitter. Of course, it's nothing serious. It's just back and forth, blah 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 blah, whatever. But it was fun to see. It was fun to watch.
Fun to see. We like female rap beef.
We like
every now and again,
Again, this is solely we're talking about like words. This like when we talk about beef, we're talking about just records maybe going back and forth. this is online. We're not talking about actual beef where nobody get hurt.
Well, that's the rap beef though. It's online. It's not on wax like that.
No, we have to clarify this because with the male rappers, there's actual beef along the rap beef. Like people get killed over the rap beef when it comes to males. The male rap.
Well, yeah, and sometimes the rap beef gets misconstrued with real beef.
Well, sometimes it is actual real beef. Sometimes it's just for the love of the game, where it's I'm smart against you, you smart against me, and we just go back and forth like it's supposed to be.
But that's not how it is anymore.
With a lot of guys, it's real beef.
But now it's not really on wax anymore. It's more or less on the internet, either going IG Live or with the Twitter going Twitter wars or on different interviews and podcasts.
Yeah, well, the Twitter wars, if they go on long enough, maybe a week, 2 weeks, you'll get a song. You'll get a diss song or two.
Yeah, but the question is that between Nicki, Cardi, JT, who's gonna have who would have the hardest diss record or jabs, we would say. I guess we go with Nicki.
Cardi gonna go hard.
So is Nicki.
Cardi's gonna go hard.
Nicki's the GOAT.
Nicki's gonna do her thing. Nicki's gonna do her thing.
But I'm more or less interested in the interaction between JT and Cardi. Or JT, I want to see
JT get washed. JT get washed.
You think JT getting washed by Cardi?
JT's getting washed.
I think you got JT fucked up.
I'm talking Ghostwriter against Ghostwriter because neither one of them write their shit. Ghostwriter against Ghostwriter, JT getting washed.
You think JT get? I want to say JT.
JT is getting washed.
She's good. She's really good.
The girl has a flow. I'm not saying she can't flow. I'm not saying she doesn't have a.
She definitely carries the city.
She carries a song. I'm not saying she can't do that. I'm saying we're talking Ghostwriter against Ghostwriter. Both of them got Ghostwriter. We all know this.
Cool.
Cardi's Ghostwriter is better than JT's Ghostwriter.
But I mean, Cardi's Ghostwriter not even Ghost. We clearly know it's Party.
Not for all her shit.
I say for most of it.
It depends on what you talk about, because not all of her shit is him. It's
not all of it, no. But you could tell.
No, Cardi Ghostwriter will kill it. Will kill that shit.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think that we definitely need.
I ain't saying JT ain't gonna get no jabs in though. JT might come with something, but I don't think she's gonna kill Cardi.
I don't know. I think JT can.
Cardi got a better flow and a better cadence to me.
But JT also got a little Uzi Vert though. Come on.
Uzi don't really do. Uzi does do bars. I can't say he don't because he's a Philly.
He got bars. Come on now.
I'm not saying he don't do bars. I'm saying for songs he doesn't bar you up for songs. That's what I'm saying.
He's a top-notch songwriter.
He can bar you up for all the songs you want. But I don't know how far it's gonna go with him.
That's crazy. We get the Uzi JT versus Cardi and Offset rap beef war. That'd be fucking phenomenal.
All right, we got 2 more celebrity stories, and we can hop on this up story. Let's see. Lotto wins over Kodak Black for Song of the Year.
Yeah, it's a travesty. It's travesty. Why they do Kodak like that?
BT Awards apparently.
Why they do Kodak like that, Roy?
Both were big ass songs. But
come on now. We all know Super Gremlin song.
Super Gremlin was bigger.
Super Gremlin is Song of the Year.
You know what's crazy? Super Gremlin 1 of X's was a release. That album wasn't supposed to drop. The label told Kodak, don't release that shit. And he released it anyway. And Super Gremlin would start heating up after he dropped it.
Yeah. But the song released prior to, but that song really made the album.
Yeah, but that song wasn't popular until way after. Like after the album, the song got crazy hot, but it was warming up. But they was like, no, don't release that shit. It's garbage. Don't do it. But that song got crazy hot.
Like I don't know a party or a scene or a venue where that song, you hear that song where people don't start getting the moving. That song still goes hard.
It does go hard. Lionel's Big Energy was. I'm gonna say that's a great song. Even though it's a pandering,
it's a good good song
It is a good song. I'm
in
not gonna say
terms
it's not
of like you just listening and you're out at like baseball park arena, just a little vibe type of song to hear. But to me, it's not song of the year compared to Super Gremlin.
And
That's a whole
we
different
work the
energy.
border stuff. Hey, what we done?
Yeah, what do we know? But they need to stop doing Kodak like that. He does a lot for the culture in terms of
I
bringing that.
believe he deserves more. I believe he deserves more.
He
But hey,
he needs more he deserves more accolades.
he does. He does. But what can you do? What can you do?
Man, shout
Let's
out to Lil Kodak.
shout out to Kodak, man.
Shout out to Lotto too.
The last celebrity thing we got is well, semi celebrity. We got something else, but pop culture, whatever. RP PNB Rock, man.
Yeah, man. That PNB was definitely a great soul, man. I got one of PNB back in like 2016, 2017. And prior to me knowing his music, except for like the song with him and Kodak, actually, that's where I think I first heard him. But before me actually listening to his music, I listened to his interviews, and he's just a phenomenal just orator, and just talking about his life and just giving it up to you 100%. Just 100% a real and genuine type of dude, and it's unfortunate that you know his shorty show where he was, Instagram live, few moments later, motherfuckers come in, blitz him, take his chain, and kill and rob him. So it's it's an unfortunate situation. It's tragic.
PNB was a really good dude.
Young man.
I actually met him once in Philly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. How was that interaction?
I met him right before he blew. Like right before he blew. I didn't know who he was. He was like, yo, it's my music, whatever. Cause he was just handing out there. I was like, all right. And dude music was good as shit.
Yeah.
Dude was good shit. It's crazy because his wave was about to come back again. You know how in Korea you have like up time and down time. His career's about to go back up again. He was actually gearing up to do music, release some new stuff. Like he was about to go.
Yeah, and he was doing a little press around with. You see me was on Academics podcast. I think he was on something else prior to.
And it's crazy because he was talking about how he almost got jacked in LA before. Because they always tried to set me up, blah, 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 but it ain't go for whatever. And then right after the interview dropped, like a couple days later, it was like, oh yeah, he did in Waffle House.
Yeah,
it's crazy because I was like, what the I literally just watched the interview a couple days before. I was like, all right, I'm gonna listen to music. And then a couple days later he's gone.
Yeah, it just happens so sudden. And sometimes like these rappers gotta
you gotta have real security with you. You have to have real security with
real security with
you. If you're upstairs, what PNB Rock was, have actual trained security, not your man's, not somebody from out there you paying protection money to. No, have actual either ex-police or ex-military, they're actual security company. Have people that are licensed to carry a gun, be out there with you, and be in security. They're like, oh, I'm too cool for that. Nobody can possibly know. Anybody can touch it anytime.
Anytime. You ain't gonna catch you lacking.
Spend your extra money, add to your budget, whatever you gotta do, but have security on you.
And don't be wearing all your jewelry everywhere, Don't make yourself an easy target. Like I know you're a rapper.
That's part of the costume they gotta wear.
It's part of the allure. I know it, but what I'm saying, you just don't want to bring yourself too much attention nowadays, and that's where people just looking. People are looking and watching it all the time.
Everybody always looking for color, so you can't not wear your stuff. But again, have security with you. Again,
if you want to do that,
not every day,
security
not every
with
day,
you.
But like if you're doing like an interview, if you're doing like recall, if you're doing stuff like that, but you don't have to be out every day wearing your stuff. Cool, yeah. And if you all, please have security with you. Make sure you have people that are around you, that are professionals, that can take it any day, just coming around you.
Yeah, and then be mindful of the places where you at. Like I
Those
think
damn places
the
not supposed to
the
stay.
chicken waffles he was at was like Ratchet Park.
That's in the apparently the one he was at was in the middle of the hood. That's the one
Like,
that everybody knows. Do not go down there. Do not go there. If you not living a certain lifestyle, you have certain people around you. Do not go down there.
yeah,
Like us
U.S.
regular people, we
campus.
can go down there. There ain't no problem for us. But
Yeah,
him, no,
but
he should have been down
when you're
there.
known and people know you got money and you flashing, and people become envious and they want to take from you.
They do. They do.
So it's always be mindful and be safe. Be safe of be safe and be aware of your surroundings, no matter where you at.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just an unfortunate. Another rapper gone too soon.
Gone way too soon.
Way too soon.
Let's go to some political stuff. All right, we got two things we can talk about right now. It's political. Well, three technically, but we can get to this. The first one is there's a campaign ad in Louisiana from I want to say a senator congressman, John Kennedy, where he talk about if you hate the police, just hate the police. Go on somewhere. I love the police. I'm not gonna defund them. If you need help in the middle of the night, if you hate the police so much, go get a crackhead to help. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, yo, you going too far, bro. You going too goddamn
There's
far.
so much propaganda that goes. It's funny that his name is John Kennedy, but so much propaganda just for votes is wild. And Trump has got everybody to where they can say outlandish things and people still vote for them.
For those of you not watching, we're not gonna show a video here, but you can look it up. It's John Kennedy, go get a crackhead. Search it on YouTube, you'll see it. It's freaking hilarious.
I go get crackhead. There's a couple of crackheads in office right now, but we're not gonna talk about.
All right. The next thing is North Korea wild out, man. North Korea threw missiles over Japan the other day.
Yeah.
I think they tried to do another volley the other yesterday, and they one went over to Japan, went over Japan. The other one fell back to North Korea. Of course, the U.S. Responded in kind.
Yeah. I mean, shit. North Korea
wilding out, man.
North Korea wilds out. They always trying to let people know that they're not to fuck with, or they always try to have that type of threatening, intensity about them. And it's always important to try to keep diplomacy at all time high. Especially with North Korea wilding, Russia wilding
with a non-diplomatic country. That's crazy.
And but shit, this might be a precursor to World War, unfortunately.
Man, this shit is wild as hell.
And I hope it doesn't come to it, but that's the way history works. It's all about war and assimilation, control, and maintaining your dominance and controlling as much as your region as possible and expanding. So
hopefully we can push back on another major war, at least another 200-300 years.
Yeah.
That way I'll be dead going by that. I got worry about it.
Yeah, probably when we did and gone. But I don't know. It seems like every other day, each of these countries are trying to find ways to steady fast to make a move, a big move to alter another country's way of life.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Again, hopefully North Korea figures it out, doesn't go crazy with their missiles, not to actually just calm the fuck down.
Yeah, I mean, but you're saying what can you do? Try to maintain control within your country and to understand, to be aware, be abreast of what's happening in the world.
Yeah. One more thing we got is we're talking about this particular subject is the war between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine took back some land over. They won a couple fights, took back some plots of some land, like an area of Ukraine. that was fired by Russian soldiers. And apparently they whipped somebody's ass and threw it online. Probably it's on Warsaw or some shit. They confronted something.
I mean, I didn't quite to get to see it, but I mean, hey, that's dope.
Of course,
UK Ukraine is
right.
fighting back, fighting for the land, for the
Hopefully this war ends soon with Ukraine and Russia. It's affecting a lot of countries and affecting a lot of trade routes, a lot of negotiations. It's affecting oil prices, a whole lot of other stuff over there in Europe, especially with food and imports and everything like that. So again, hopefully it's affecting wheat prices also. Like it's really
but
affecting
more
stuff.
importantly, it's affecting the people
Yeah, the people.
who people who live there, or so you're not living. I mean, some people have to evacuate, and some people,
A lot of people
well,
need to
never.
evacuate.
Some people never,
Some people
live
can't
life the same
evacuate, but
anymore.
yeah. And
Your
people
life
that
will never
can
be the
hopefully
same again.
left when they could. Because you don't want to be stuck in a war zone where you could have left already. But like, oh, I'm staying. Like, yeah, you stay. You stay if you want to. That's on you.
And Brittany Griner still over there locked up.
Yeah, Brittany over there because we ain't gonna get that.
Granted, she kind of put it on herself,
hopefully Brittany get out. Hopefully Brittany get
but
out.
hopefully she gets out.
Let's do two more or three more stories and we're out of here. All right. Let's see. Okay, all right, staying on politics. President Biden is pardoning people with um marijuana convictions.
Yeah, for small
Convictions.
for
Hopefully, the people that got life for possession actually gets pardoned.
Yeah, so I guess they had them like felonies, like well on the same level as heroin, for
yeah, it's a Schedule 1 drug, so yeah.
Yeah, so that's ridiculous for people being in jail for marijuana, for possession of marijuana. I think that people should be in jail for more tougher crimes, or more crimes that really affects people, versus somebody just having a bag of marijuana and want to smoke for recreationally, for themselves. I think nonviolent offenses like that should not constitute, prison. Having more, inmates in prisons, for nonviolent offenses like that.
Hopefully,
That's
hopefully
extremely petty.
People that have been doing 10, 20 years for
Yeah.
marijuana possession or selling them, they actually get them out and actually get them back integrated in society, get their rights back. Because you shouldn't be doing life in jail for selling weed.
For selling weed, smoking weed, having weed on you.
Imagine you were somebody that sold weed in, like, let's say the late 90s. You did 10, 15 years off of weed. You get out and now everybody's selling weed.
Yes. They're making money off of weed. They're big businesses off of weed.
And you like, damn, they could have gave me 5 years, they gave me 10, 15 years over this bullshit.
Right? So you mean tell me that I can't be, what I'm saying? So just gave me a certification. This other shit. Like what the fuck?
That's a whole other process, right?
Yeah, but it's just sad and ridiculous. Like it's like you're finding ways to incarcerate people, especially people of color, and it's it's like a revolving door of finding ways to keep us out the process in terms of voting for certain people to be in offices and be able to establish you know laws, be able to have the right, be able to have the right to vote to be to form a good functioning government.
Hopefully, for the next 10 years, marijuana will be removed from as a Schedule 1 drug because it's nowhere near as hard as any of these opioids or heroin or anything like that. It's not a fucking Schedule 1 drug. Never has been, never will be. We're talking actual facts. Never will be one of them. It's classified one because of racist rhetoric and then wanting to stop people from smoking. Black people and hippies and stoners, whatever, from smoking weed. That's basically what it was. It's a major Schedule 1 drug. They want to run people lives with the shit. But it's nowhere. It's not a Schedule 1 drug. Never will be. But it's classified as one under the federal law. Hopefully soon, but like I said, in the next 2 years we can get it changed from a Schedule 1 drug and make it fully legal, or at least decriminalize enough to where they don't want to enforce whatever laws are still on the books at that point.
Yeah,
again, except for certain circumstances, like if you serve underage people or doing other stuff like that, they're cool to go take ass to jail. But if you're serving to legal adults, hopefully for the next 10 years, and you could actually get it decriminalized enough where and get us off Schedule 1 where it's not a crazy offense.
Yeah, and excuse me. And we gotta find we gotta update these laws with the times. We gotta make a lot of amendments.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, update these laws to get with the times and to understand to where we actually interpret the way society is and how.
Because a lot of bills are filled in with filler and all the other stuff and other requirements, like, oh, if you give me this, I'll give you that. You give me this, I'll give you that. Take that out and I'll add this or whatever. There's a lot of haggling. It's ridiculous.
And we need transparency. Now we need things in quote unquote black and white.
In plain English, not legalese.
Yes.
Because I was in legalese and a lot of other stuff. Yeah. All right. Next thing we go on to student loan forgiveness.
Yes, sir.
Student loan forgiveness is officially here. The portal, if it's not up there, it should be up soon for student loan forgiveness. That's federally. If you receive Pell Grants, you can get up to $20,000 of that loan forgiven.
Yeah.
Go to studentaid.gov and fill out. Let me show you the website right. Hold on. It is studentaid.gov and look up the process of actually figure this process out. They have a whole couple web pages to tell you what to do, what to look, how to make sure you actually qualify for this thing. It's up to $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant. Again, it's studentaid.gov to go check this out. This is an amazing program for people. Hopefully everyone takes advantage of this. Get at least partially, if you don't have a big loan, partial forgiveness or full forgiveness, depending on how small your loan is.
Yeah. What they should have did was just abolish all student loans, but this is a step in the right direction.
No. I say don't do that because if you're a doctor, you got $300,000-$400,000 in student loan debt. That's what you got to pay that back, bro. You got to pay that.
No. Let me tell you, no, it's not realistic for people coming out of high school or college. Most people don't come out with, liquid money or having that amount of money to just, hey, I have this amount of money to give you.
I think I pay all at once.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not realistic. If that makes sense. It's not realistic to ask a high schooler to come up with $60,000 for 1 year of school of tuition.
That's true.
It's not realistic for somebody who wants to be a doctor to say, hey, pay $200,000 for the schooling and
Well, it all depends on what you go to school for. Because if you want to go to school for art, you can literally go to an art school and not have to pay all that to get.
I'm saying though, but sometimes it depends. Sometimes everything doesn't, and everybody's life doesn't work how it necessarily is supposed to be as far as grades. There's a lot of context that happens within people's lives. So not everybody's living life as to where they come from a two-parent home, as to where they already established a amount of income to where, hey, we got enough money to afford for you to do this, that, and the third, no matter what your GPA is.
Oh no, that's most people don't have that. Some people do, and they're very lucky to have that in place if they do have that. I've got some those people, their parents to set that up in place. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people have to do scholarships, grants, state and federal loans, whatever they gotta do to get through school.
Yeah. So why not we just say that, hey, if we want people to to be in society and to have a nice functioning society, we should think of these loans as, hey, this is what we need to excel our American people, instead of saying, hey, we need this kick, we expect for you to return all this money, even though that you,
well, it
no
depends
matter
because
no matter your circumstance.
no, it depends because there's a lot of people out here that have degrees, don't use them, or got a degree and didn't need it. So
Well, yeah.
what do you do with the people that got a
It's
degree?
all,
That got a degree, like,
but it's
okay,
all
I'm never
nuanced
going to use
though.
this degree.
But it's all nuanced from the fact that a lot of jobs, once you have experience,
I think it's gonna be a case by case basis.
you know what I'm saying? There's jobs out there that want you to have job experience, but you have a bachelor's degree, and then there's some jobs that want you to have a bachelor's degree, but you already got experience. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's topsy turvy. If that makes sense.
Yes, some of the again, this is a lot of stuff like having a degree for entry level job, is because the housing market crashed in 2007, 2008, where a lot of people lost their jobs and their houses at that point. And you had people with bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, that their fields were either
Saturated.
oversaturated with people with that actual degree, or there weren't any jobs available in that field. So you say, okay, what am I do? I'm gonna wait for my field. I'm gonna get a job at McDonald's or Walmart and feed my family. So people with master's degrees are going there and becoming a cashier or assistant manager, whatever, at these stores or whatever. And then it's like, okay, for a job I didn't have to have any type of degree for, now I gotta have either a bachelor's degree or 4, 5, 6, 7 years of experience doing this. It's like, how am I gonna do this for entry level job?
Exactly. So I mean, sometimes
but it's an upside down market.
Sometimes you just have to take an L, right? So where you have, sometimes you just gotta take that L. Like, hey, like we gave them the loans, they not paying it back. Take this L. Not to mention that we're already in debt with a whole bunch of different countries. What the fuck does a few extra millions and shit cost? You know what I'm saying? And then not to mention that we're giving our countries billions of dollars.
That's true. But hey,
so
that's what they decide their budget on, man. I can't change that. I wouldn't do that, but that's what they decide.
I mean, it's our money. Tax pay a dollar. So I mean, so like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we talking about?
Man, actually, people that got the government slush fund, what they doing, man?
Yeah, I mean, like just do right by your people.
Yeah, hopefully, everybody that needs this forgiveness will actually get it.
Yes.
I'm hoping everyone that actually goes apply, beware, it's going to be a long process. You're not going to get a clear answer fast. It's going to be a couple hoops you got to go through, couple things you got to check on. But again, go to student.
But please do your due diligence to definitely apply.
Check it out.
If you have a substantial student loan debt,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Try to get that lesson as much as possible.
At least try to put a dent in it, man. That 10, 20,000 gonna put a dent in it,
man. Correct, yeah.
But some of them gonna wipe it all out, but a lot of people going to put a nice little dent in your stuff. Like, hey, I owe 70, might be like, hey, I got 20.
Now it's 7K, now it might be 6K. So saying you can pay that off in like a year or two, or even maybe a few weeks, who knows?
Depending on what you owe, man. That could be, it's gonna be significant depending on what. To anybody, 10,000 will help you no matter what you owe.
No, yeah, 20,000
will help you no matter what you owe. That's 20,000 more you ain't gotta pay.
Correct. So,
and again, apply for those people. The portal should be open.
It's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be it for tonight. I think it's gonna be it. We could touch on a couple other things. We touch on a couple other things later. I'm ready to get up off here.
Oh man, this man Roy is ready to rock and roll. Yeah, but again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Simply Awesome podcast. Sure, I know it's been a minute. We're gonna try more consistency. We're definitely gonna bring more guests on. I want to thank you guys for supporting from all overseas, from Africa, the UK, Australia, and all the places overseas, man. I really thank you for the love and support, and I want to thank you for our routine listeners as well. We're available on pretty much every podcast platforms, and we're going to be on here on. We're going to start going back on YouTube. So YouTube, to Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere where you can get your podcasts up, where we're on here. So, just stay tuned. We're going to bring you guys more content. This is Simply Us Podcast, man. We out.
We out.